This diagram compares the 0.5% of India's artifacts, a mere 1.6 million pieces, against the 300 million items estimated to be missing from the public record. The private antiquities market facilitates a cycle of illegal digs and smuggling that systematically pulls these items out of the global archive. High-end collectors defend this hoarding through the benevolent custodian myth, claiming that private wealth is the only thing protecting and preserving history for the rest of humanity. For decades, scholars had to guess at King Kanishka's appearance based on a headless stone stump. While they spent resources speculating on Kushan culture, this perfectly preserved statue, complete with a face and a defining inscription, sat inaccessible in a private vault. This system functions as a hostage situation, deleting historical data from the public record to serve the privacy and profit of individual buyers. The pipeline begins with the physical stripping of active heritage sites. Masterminds operating warehouse networks of stolen goods violently remove artifacts from the geographical context that gives them historical meaning. Middlemen then chemically clean the objects using acid washes to erase immediate evidence of their origin, such as fresh dirt or recent ritual markings. Even a clean artifact is unsellable without provenance, a documented legal history of ownership that masks its illicit entry into the market. This is where prestigious academics intervene. Some scholars photograph valuable artifacts at temples, only to have those same items disappear and resurface in the hands of major dealers. These academics then publish the stolen items in high-end journals or coffee table books, labeling them as part of a private collection, while omitting their own photographic evidence of the item's original location. This scholarly laundering transforms an act of physical theft into a legally documented asset ready for the Western market. Once the fake history is attached, the artifact moves to the high society auction blocks of institutions like Sotheby's and Christie's. Internal memos and court documents reveal that auction house executives have actively collaborated with known smugglers, even pre-selecting stolen artifacts from warehouses and strategizing to bypass international monitoring. These institutions mask shady origins by routing artifacts through Swiss shell companies and falsifying paperwork to claim the items were sourced from legitimate European firms. Auction houses also hire celebrity historians to hype the sales, paying them to lend their personal reputations to the legitimacy of stolen goods. These experts use words like magnificent and perfect provenance to drive up prices, while completely ignoring the lack of any actual evidence showing how the item legally left its home country. The legal artifact market relies on a collective awareness of criminality among academics, dealers, and auctioneers. For the ultra-wealthy, these artifacts function as untraceable investment vehicles rather than objects of cultural appreciation. This chart tracks the pump and dump mechanics. An artifact is parked in a tax-exempt free port before an appraiser artificially inflates its value. Through anonymous sales, this pipeline creates an untraceable paper trail for money laundering and tax write-offs. The trade has evolved into a shadow banking system, exploiting human history for elite financial gain. This pipeline generates critical funding for violent global atrocities, including the regime of the Khmer Rouge. Groups like the Taliban and ISIS destroy cultural sites for propaganda, while simultaneously looting the remaining artifacts to sell into the private market. Heritage experts estimate that ISIS generated hundreds of millions of dollars a year through this pipeline. Dealers facilitate this blood market by falsifying an artifact's age or provenance to bypass the 1970 UNESCO Convention, making looted items appear as if they were legally acquired decades ago. Every multi-million-dollar auction is an active, ongoing crime scene where human history is dissolved into a private financial asset.